Hi, everybody, it's Dawn, and I hope you're having a fantastic day. Well, we have Royal Caribbean came out with their Godmother, replacement for Diana Ross. We also have a vehicle of sorts. A vehicle of sorts, believe it or not, ran into a cruise ship in Corfu, Greece. We have a hurricane disrupting a lot of cruise ships right now, temporarily sending them to alternate itineraries. And then we have Disney Cruise Line just announced, yeah, that's it. They are going to be not going to Australia or New Zealand in their itineraries very, very shortly. That's a growing list of cruise ships that have been cutting back in that area. Well, Royal Caribbean has found a very good replacement for Diana Ross after she backed out with not being able to do her concert, etc. And the naming ceremony for the Star of the Seas is only a couple days away. Well, they have Kelly, and Kelly is an astronaut, one of the first 100 female astronauts. She is a well-known socialite. She has a huge media following on social network. She speaks, she writes, she's an author. Very good replacement for Diana Ross, especially on such short notice. Very graceful of her to accept the honor from Royal Caribbean. So there you go. We have a new godmother coming out. Let's talk about Corfu, Greece, where apparently, temporarily, a forklift driver parked his forklift. But I guess he didn't shut it off or something. I laugh at this because I used to drive forklifts and I used to be a trainer to train people who drove for forklifts in my company. So this is like a big thing for me. The keys never leave your hand kind of thing. So yeah, apparently he parked it and it just started moving on his own. And before he could get back to it, it tilted over the dock. And of course, it was parked next to a cruise ship and it ran into the cruise ship. Now it's very superficial damage to the cruise ship. I mean, a forklift, unless the forks went straight in at 100 miles an hour, it's not going to do much damage to a cruise ship. So, no real damage to the cruise ship, but there is an investigation into this and how it happened, as they don't want forklifts on a dock or anywhere in the really when you have a forklift. You don't want them going on its own and potentially running over somebody because they're heavy and they're deadly if they hit somebody. I've seen many accidents where people have been hit with forklifts. It is not a pretty sight. So yeah, we'll see what happens to that 59-year-old forklift operator in Corfu, Greece. Next, we have a ton of cruise ships. A ton of cruise ships have been changing their itineraries. We just had Carnival change 2 of them. We had Royal Caribbean changing, Princess changing. Lots of them have been changing because of Hurricane Irwin that's going on right now in the Caribbean and the areas. That is just, yeah. We have friends we met on board who own a place up in the U.S. Virgin Islands, and they said that yesterday is when it was hitting their area. So the cruise ships are avoiding it and going to different itineraries. So if you have anything sailing or heading in that direction anytime soon, yeah, Hurricane Irwin is possibly going to interrupt that as we speak. And finally, let's talk about Australia and New Zealand again, because Disney just announced that after the Wonder leaves, they're not replacing it with another ship. They're jumping out of that itinerary right now. And there's, numerous cruise lines have done the same thing. Virgin Cruise Lines is doing that. Cunard is doing that. And other cruise lines are cutting back dramatically with the amount of ships they have in the area. And they're all citing a few various reasons. One, of course, the environmental protection that's going on there, the strict regulations that they have to get their hulls cleaned, etc., every time they go in. They also have the lower dollar right now. The Australian dollar is on the lower end of the spectrum right now. which of course makes cruising for Australians and New Zealanders much more expensive. So they don't want to, spend their money on a more expensive vacation right now. And that's hurting. And also, of course, travelers right now worldwide with the expense of traveling, airfares, etc., going on, and people not knowing where the economies are going to be going. It's everything just seems to be hitting Australia, New Zealand all at the same time, which is not a good situation. But yeah, they're seeing less and less. In fact, this year they're seeing about 40% scheduled cruise ships in New Zealand alone this year, and their numbers are way down, and they're getting concerned because that is a very big part of their tourism industry and the farmers, etc., that supply the cruise lines and the fishermen. It's a big industry in Australia and New Zealand, and yeah, we don't like to see that happening for anybody, but there you go. That's some stuff in the news. And I did end up going to Spellbound last night and had a good time. Magic show was good. New magicians for myself. The meal was good. Drinks were good. Everything was good. Met some nice people last night. Had a conversation with them. Hung out with them at night. Really had a good time. So, the idea that they're cutting Spellbound dining experience now, it wasn't sold out when we were there, but every table section had people there. Like they had tables of 4 and 6, and everybody had at least somebody sitting at various tables. Now, sometimes there were a couple that was sitting at a 4-person's table. There were 5 people at the 6-person table, that sort of thing. But everyone seemed to have a great time. I asked the waiter, is this being canceled? And as far as he knew, it's still going strong. So the rumor of the potential leaving of Spellbound, especially when they're announcing the magician show and an updated show for the Spellbound on the Star Princess, really makes me wonder if they're thinking about canceling this or not. But I hope they don't, because it's a fun experience. Maybe if they cut it back, the dining part of it, though, maybe, just maybe, the price will come down a little bit, because it's not cheap. If you're a couple, it's going to run you about $300 in US dollars. But it's a whole night. You can spend the whole night in the bar, and they have all 16 different cocktails, etc. in there. And all the magical, if you're into magic, they have Houdini's memorabilia in there and other things in history. The Magic Castle, plus 2 shows of close-up magic in the bar, and then 1 in the actual production area in the back. So I hope they keep it. I don't mind them changing and making updates to it, but this is a unique venue, and it's nice to have the dinner, etc., all put in together. The only thing I wish maybe they would change is that they would make the dining experience more connected to the magic of Magic Castle. Right now, it seems like it's this kind of a separate dining venue. It's all really well done and everything. The food's really good. Everyone's service is great. It'd be nice if they were in like the costumes of the Magic Castle. Would make that really interesting. And maybe even have the close-up magic magician just once during the dinner show, just walk in and do some quick trick of the hand to make it tie in to the Spellbound. I think that would be good. So there you go. That's my experience so far on board. And if you're in the path of Hurricane Irwin, please be careful. Make yourself safe. And if the captain has to change your directions on the ship, please don't get mad at them. Don't stamp your feet and get angry. Just know they're doing it for your safety. Well, I hope you appreciate this video. If you did, please give it a thumbs up. Want to see more tips, more tricks, more travel vlogs from around the world? Hit that subscribe button. Until next time, have yourself a safe and a great vacation.